Hi, here with today's thought. Today we're going to talk about the news I'm sure everybody's heard. They're calling it an attack on a hospital in Gaza. Of course, Israel got blamed immediately before anybody did any investigation that's the trouble with this horrible media that we have, this biased media that we have. Whatever the Palestinians say, whatever Hamas says, they just take it at face value. Or if they're trying to be quote unquote fair, they'll say, well, that's what some of the headlines were. Hospital, 500 deaths in a hospital. And Palestinians say Israel is responsible. So they say Palestinians say, they don't say what Israel says, which Israel said was, we have no comment until we investigate. Well, they did investigate. Well, it'll be interesting to see what the news media say tonight, the mainstream media, tonight meaning the day before you're seeing this. I'm recording this the day before you're seeing it. But the Israelis did investigate, and there is absolutely no doubt that, first of all, it wasn't an attack. Number two, it was whatever the destruction that there was a Palestinian Islamic Jihad rocket that fell short. It was launched toward Israel, and so far 18% of the rockets launched at Israel have fallen short. In 2014, the last time there was a major flare-up between Israel and Hamas, more Gazan civilians were killed by Hamas rockets falling on their own people than by Israeli air raids. Anyways, our Israeli bombings. The point is, Israel investigated. They held a news conference. They provided proof, and that's what I'm going to show you today. First of all, I linked to an article, The Times of Israel, with photos, videos, audio recordings, and we had the president, Biden, over in Israel, and he said that he was sure that it was Hamas was responsible. And then I've since read a news report that our intelligence confirmed that that's what's happened. But you have these, I was going to say doubters, but then you have just these other people who want to. They're still demonstrating in the Middle East. They're still blaming or accusing Israel after this proof has come out. Anyways, I linked to this article, has tons of evidence, but I'm just going to show you just a couple of samples in case you don't have time to read the article, which I urge you to do. Anyways, here's the headline. IDF, that would be Israel Defense Forces, presents evidence misfired Gazan rocket caused hospital blast, slams Hamas lies. Military airs intercepted call, which you're going to hear in a moment, intercepted call in which Hamas members discuss failed Islamic Jihad launch that landed in El Ali parking lot, says lack of crater proves not caused by IDF ordnance. The Israel Defense Forces presented further evidence Wednesday morning backing up its assertion that a deadly explosion in the parking lot of a Gazan hospital the previous evening was caused by a misfired rocket launched by Palestinian terrorists and not by an Israeli airstrike. The military presented an intercepted conversation between Hamas officials saying the explosion was caused by a Palestinian Islamic Jihad projectile that fell short, and showed that the parking lot didn't feature a crater in the ground and no structural damage was dealt to nearby buildings, both of which would typically have been left by an IDF strike. And we know that because there's so many videos of Israel, of entire buildings, multi-story buildings just collapsing after being hit by a single Israeli rocket, fired from an aircraft. And you can look here. I'm going to show you some photos. Well, here you already saw the one in the headline there. I'll put it up again. As you can see, the buildings around the parking lot are not damaged at all. All the damage is to the parking lot. And what happened was the rocket fell short. It was launched from a cemetery next to the hospital. So that's where they put their rockets, and the headquarters, the military headquarters for Hamas is underneath the Shifa hospital in Gaza too. So you'll probably be hearing these horrible stories too of when Israel has to go in to that hospital because the terrorists are hiding under the hospital, and that's where they put their arms caches and they launch their. I remember seeing a video some time ago of rockets being launched from next to a kindergarten. So that's what they do. So they launched a bunch of rockets, and you'll see that in the video, by the way. I'm not going to show it, but if you go, in the article, but if you go to the article, you'll see a bunch of rockets being launched, one of them falling short, and then an explosion right after, which is what happened. But what happened was the rocket fell short, so there was still fuel in the rocket, so it landed, and that's what happened. But you can see there, that's the one photo that we've seen. Now here is another closer view, and this is a walking through the parking lot.
هنا يا جماعة الخير مكان المجزرة الذي ارتكبها الاحتلال الصهيوني في حق المدنيين الآمنين في مشفى الأهلي.
And finally, the audio recording that I promised. Now, this is in Arabic, obviously, with subtitles. And this is two members of Hamas. Remember, they've come out and they've accused Israel of being responsible. But you can hear them right here, right after it happened. You can hear two Hamas leaders discussing what happened, and they are clearly saying that it was a Palestinian Islamic Jihad rocket. So just give a listen.
بس بقول لك أول مرة بنشوف الصاروخ زي هيك والشظايا هذه، فبقول لك تبع الجهاد، الصواريخ الجهاد الإسلامي هاي. إيه؟ فهم بيقولوا تعاون الجهاد الإسلامي. من عندنا هذا؟ شكله من عندنا مين اللي بيقول هيك؟ بيحكوا إن الشظايا تبعت الصاروخ إنه الشظايا محلية مش زي شظايا إيش بتقول؟ سبحان الله، من عندنا ما لقاش غيرين بجر سبيل. عاد هذول متلاقيين من المقدرة الورا دي بسلك محط فيهم. ايش اصدر بتلاقيهم طالعين من المقبرة اللي ورا المستشفى المعمداني دي اللي هو فسه ونزل عندهم. هو في مقبرة وراه؟ المعمداني ولك عند الساحة بالضبط. هي وين لما تدخل على الساحة؟ أول ما تدخل على الساحة تدخلش على البلد، عيدك اليمين في مستشفى المعمداني. عرفتها.
That's it for today. Proof positive. Israel was not responsible. Not Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad was responsible. And if anybody says differently, you can point them to my video or just send them that article with all the evidence you need, all the proof that you need. And that's my thought for today. Thanks for stopping by. If you could subscribe, that would really be great. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.